Welcome back to Questing Beast. We're going to look at another one of my D&D books I've picked up recently, and this is Wonder and Wickedness, which is a new spellbook that you can use with pretty much any D&D type product. Put out by Necropraxis. There's the author, illustrator, and layout. Paolo Greco runs the Lost Pages, which is a small publishing company. They put a lot of great stuff out. I'll put a link to where you can get it. So the uniqueness about these spells is that they are all level 1 spells, or rather they are all level less spells. There's really no level to them. They're just spells. They just work. And there's a couple different ways that you could use this in a game. You could use it to replace your entire spell casting system, or you could simply use them as level 1 spells. There's a lot of good ideas here. Magical defense and spell duels is an interesting twist. It proposes that any spell slot can be expended as a magical shield to protect people, and any spell slot can be expended to just cause basic damage, right? So that basically removes all of your defense and damage type spells. You don't need them anymore. They're all pretty much the same with different flavor attached. And that opens up a lot more space for spells that do interesting things, other than just doing different types of damage. So if you're wondering how to apply this to your D&D game, there's definitely ideas in the book. So it also comes with a number of spell catastrophes, awful things that could happen to you when your spells get miscast. And all the spells are ranked or grouped by school. And so there's also ideas for focusing your wizard on a specific type of school, which gives you advantages in it, or you can just take lots of different kinds. So we have Diabolism, Elementalism, Necromancy, Psychomancy, Spiritualism, Translocation, and Vivimancy. So let's look at a couple different schools here. So we got some Necromancy. For example, Death Ray. Kill one creature of level less than or equal to the sorcerer's level. Saving throw applies. But even if successful, the target takes 3 dice of damage, etc., etc. So a lot of these spells increase in power as you, the wizard, levels. So that keeps them relevant as you get more powerful, while still keeping them very simple. The art is pretty good. It's evocative, it's interesting. Poltergeist, you can summon ghosts. Psychomancy, you can bewitch people. Allows you to understand things. The spell may be used to understand the words of any language or read the true intent of a ciphered missive. Even the spirit or animal speech, such as the groaning of clouds or the howling of wolves, may sometimes disclose their secrets. The spell descriptions are very evocative, and they really allow a more open interpretation of what the spells can do, which makes magic feel a lot more magical than in your standard D&D, spells that like in 5th edition, where they often just feel like tools. They often just feel like special effects or powers that you have. They often don't feel like magic, which is, I think, the real goal of this book, and it does a pretty good job at it. Plasmic Manipulation. The sorcerer examines the mind of another person for spells, and then you can steal spells from other people's minds or implant them. That's a crazy idea. Astral Projection. Travel to the astral plane. Plasmic Key. All closed doors and secured entrances have a plasmic lock in addition to any material latches. So if you know Plasmic Key, you can unlock the magical lock that's also in place. And it has all sorts of strange sacrifices that you might have to make to open it. Shroud. The sorcerer becomes invisible to mortal creatures, but appears as a blazing beacon to those with a second sight and many denizens of the natural world. Right? So a lot of these have, they balance themselves out by having a downside, by having a twist that could be used against you. And that makes the game a lot more interesting. And again, feels more magical. Fold space. You can make 2 areas exist in the same area at the same time. Mirror road. You can walk into mirrors and travel along the alternate dimension behind mirrors. A little bit like Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, if you ever read that. So that's like a whole adventure in itself right there in one spell. So many of these excellent spells of all sorts of different types. You got lots of spell catastrophes, so all sorts of horrible things that can happen if your spells go wrong. Tons of them. Let's see. How many are there? There's a good 12 of them per school. So let's look at a couple of these. If psychomancy goes wrong. Sorcerer is knocked unconscious and a wave of psychic pain spreads outward. Any conscious beings within 100 paces must make a saving throw or be knocked unconscious. Sorcerer's mind trades places with the nearest conscious being. This is permanent, 1 in 6 chance, or lasts for 1d6 days. So that's like a whole adventure right there. You're in a new body and you have to deal with it. Translocation. The next door that the sorcerer opens during play leads to the moon, a random room on a current structure, a building in the nearest settlement, another sorcerer's abode, the standard destination but with time frozen, destination but with time reversed. So many hooks here that could lead to whole adventures. Or you could use this table just if there's any sort of negative magical effect and you're not sure what it is, roll on one of these tables and bam, you got something interesting. Lots of cool treasures that you can use. And all of these treasures, from what I read, are not +1 or +2 treasures. They all have unique, interesting effects that make your game more alive. Let's see. So bridging arrow, shoot an arrow that creates a bridge. Blade of seeing. The tip of the blade may be plunged into any material. The area beyond the tip of the blade within 20 feet may be seen and examined in the crystal pommel. So you can stick your blade into a door and see what's on the other side. Crown of Extinction. The crown radiates destruction magic. Any sentient being that wears the crown is erased from reality. Each time it is worn, there's a 1 in 6 chance the crown will vaporize, leaving only a faint cloud of multicolored mist and the smell of lavender. A crown of extinction is the result of a failed attempt to create a crown of pure thought. While exceedingly dangerous, a crown of extinction is always beautifully constructed. So it's no good for you, but if you trick someone else to putting it on, boom, they don't exist anymore. Lots of these, just fantastic ideas for items. Even if you don't want the spells, you can use this book just for the items. Any one of these will make a fascinating item to stick into your game. And it has a nice spell index where it has them all in alphabetical order. So it does a good job organizing them. You can see them in alphabetical order, you can see them by school, you can see them by number. It puts them all in numbered order, so you can roll on this table and just get random spells just by looking at this one table. Or you can randomize them within each school, etc. So lots of good opportunities to randomly generate stuff. I highly recommend it. This is useful for almost any game. You're going to get great inspiration from it, no matter how much of it that you do use. So that's it for this. I'll put a link to where you can get it. Let me know if you know of any other great custom spell books put out by non-official D&D sources. I'd love to take a look at them. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.